if you lose your job, it's easy for me to sit here and say it's not the end of the world, but it really isn't the end of the world. It can be devastating. It can be problematic on multiple levels. It can induce a lot of fear and anxiety. But we have to put some things in perspective. Your job is a vehicle of provision. Your provision comes from God. Remember the prophet, God fed him through the ravens and the brook, but then the brook dried up and the ravens stopped coming.
Elijah or Elisha?
I always mix those two up, man. I don't understand why they're Elijah. Why can't they have a different name altogether? Why is it just an S?
that differentiates
Elijah, Elijah. And they're back to back. Imagine. Why can't one be Elijah and another one be Simeon or something? Why do I be Elijah? Anyway.
Yeah.
The Ellies.
The Ellies.
That's a really good name. The Ellies.
No, I feel you like it can be
one of the Ellies. Yeah, one of the Ellies, right? Yeah. So he's there by the brook drinking nice water, raven bringing meat, and then the brook dries up. And God says, well, I prepared a widow for you who will feed you. Goes to this widow and she says, yeah, well, this is a contract job. It's only going to last X amount of time. He eats there. And when that one was done, he moves on. That's the thing with the jobs, right? A job is a means of provision.
It's not
right?
the source.
It's not the source of provision, right? The source is God.
Unfiltered.
Welcome to another episode of PF Unfiltered, where we talk about all things Christ, the church, and our world. My name, as you may already know, is Tunde Makunjo.
As who may already know.
As you may already know.
Who knows you?
Yeah, I'm just saying, the four people. I'm joined to my left by
hello, Rosalind Anoha.
Right. She's my co-host today. And I'm joined to my right by a very special man, Pastor Femi Motayo, the PF and PF Unfiltered. Needs no introduction. Round of applause.
What your only problem? Don't forget Esther.
Oh, that is so true. We're also joined by a very special. I didn't forget. This was like a
strategic
bit.
Strategic.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
We're joined by someone that you might not see on camera.
Off-camera personality.
Exactly. She's an off-camera personality. She's a rising star.
Do you know there's an employment category called on-air personality? That's somebody's. What's your life? What's your job description? I'm an OAP.
But they make money
on air.
Right?
I'm saying that's what.
What they do actually?
What do you mean hire personality hire?
Oh, so if you're working, okay.
I thought it was
you're
a
on
Nigerian
air
thing. Yeah. Somebody said I'm an OAP. I said what?
So I'm off-air personality.
No, you are.
You're on air, you're just off the camera.
Our third host today, you might not be able to see her. You can definitely hear her. Esther Griffith.
You guys even clap for me. Thank you.
Okay, so today's topic, Mimi, do you want us to introduce it?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so today's topic is...
No, you know what? Sorry. I'm sorry.
PF asked this to say.
No, I have
let him get out
nothing.
What you gotta say?
Say
the PF in PF Unfiltered. It's called PF Unfiltered. Say it. Mimi is all ears. Esther is all ears. I might be some years.
I'm ready.
No.
You gotta say it.
You're ready for it.
Yeah.
So let's continue.
Okay. Yeah, please, can you introduce the topic, please?
The topic is...
So why didn't you just introduce it? Like, why did you have to do that?
Anyway, it's like...
Because I'm excited.
You're like, she been on cute or whatever.
What?
I think they're tickling out.
Like, what's going on here? Introduce me. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Auntie.
The topic today is passion and purpose.
Passion versus purpose. Yeah,
Yes.
I think. Yeah. I mean, honestly, and Esther, I'll let you chime in as well. But Pierre, before we dive into it, I think it's maybe important for us to like level set, realistically speaking, because passion and purpose sound a lot of times like abstract topics, right? Like,
right.
Mm-hmm.
But then there are people out there, and production made it known, like that actually don't have a choice because they're trying to put food on their table and stuff like that. So how do we like marry all three before we kind of dive into the conversation?
Passion is what you're excited about. Purpose is what you're supposed to be doing.
Okay.
Right? Sometimes the two are different. And people seem to think that passion equals purpose. Right? If I'm excited about something, then I should be doing it. Right? It's not everything that you're excited about that you should do. You know what I'm saying?
Like
I'm called, it is my purpose to be a pastor. Right? But I'm really excited when I play golf. Should I quit pastoring and try and get on the PGA circuit or whatever?
Do you think that if you tried, what if you were like good at the golf? Could it now become a passion after after you try it out and you realize that, okay, I'm actually good at this?
Being good does not mean that you're good enough, right? And being good at something does not make it your purpose.
Okay.
Right? We think that it's like somebody who is good at cooking, right? You're a great cook, make great food. Doesn't mean you should open a restaurant, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so how are you defining purpose then? Like, it's not really it's not an outcome-based thing, is that what you're saying? It's like,
yes, it's not, okay. So when I think purpose, I'm a pastor, I think purpose in terms of what God made you for.
Okay.
Right? So God made me, in my opinion. Other people can disagree about what God made them for, but don't tell me what God made me for. God made me and said, Femi, you're going to be a pastor and share the gospel professionally as a career. And when I look at my life and all the things that have happened from my birth, from my conception actually, up until now, I can see that I have been equipped for that. Right? That is my purpose. That is why I was made. Now, between when I was born and now, there are things I have learned to do. Right? And some of them do very well. Those things I am good at. I could even make money from some of those things, but they are not my purpose. You just what I'm saying?
Getting, yeah.
Some of those things I'm really passionate about, but they're not my purpose. Right? You just what I'm
yeah, I'm getting, yeah.
So I bake, right? And my wife wants to start a bakery, right? So my wife has a bakery. I bake in my wife's bakery. I'm hearing that I am good at it. That is not my purpose. Even if I made $1 million from it, it still would not make it my purpose.
Oh, wow. I'm seeing. So there's a difference. Even if like you're successful at it, doesn't mean what God called you to do.
People are successful. You can be successful at, you can acquire the skills to be successful. Doesn't mean that is your purpose.
How will you know what God called you to do? That's a good one.
That's a conversation.
Oh.
If you want to have that conversation, we can have that conversation.
Okay.
But success, in terms of what the world judges as success, is not a definition of purpose. Right? So making money does not mean making money is your purpose. Right? The fact that that screen that the producer uses, that Zokwa is using, if you put that screen on the floor, you can stack all this stuff on it and it will do it well.
But that's not the purpose.
But that's not the purpose for that thing. It's a screen. Right? But we will look at it and say, oh, that thing can hold all of these cookie tins and this wooden ball. Its purpose was to be a table. No, its purpose was to be a display screen.
Okay, I'm tracking. So, passion. Yeah. So passion then. I can be passionate about something, but doesn't mean it's what God called me to do.
Yes.
So it's the same. Okay.
So passion, right? Passion can be a clue as to what God called you to do, right? But sometimes people elevate it beyond just a clue, right? Passion then becomes the definition of purpose. If you're passionate about it, that means that's what you're supposed to be doing. I'm passionate about injustice. I hate injustice, but I was not called to be a social justice activist.
Police officer.
Right? I'm passionate about language. I wasn't called to be an English teacher, right? I was called to be a philosopher. Sometimes I have to educate these KC boys, of course. I don't know.
Yeah,
but just sometimes
English is hard sometimes. So
I get it. Oh, you hear me? It's okay. Exactly. So that's why I want to make that distinction, right? Passion does not equal purpose. Passion. Am I passionate about pastoring? Absolutely. But there are a ton of things I'm passionate about. So I can't arrive at pastoring is my purpose just based off of passion. There are days when I am not passionate about pastoring. There are days when I dislike it. When I do not want to pastor.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. Like, because you said you're passionate about it, but I was like, there's days that you just don't like it at all. Did you have to grow into like liking that purpose when God said you must be a pastor? You're like,
it's if we want to measure it and say, okay, on a scale of 10 days, let's say 10 days, a year is 10 days, whatever. For 10 days of the year, I have to pastor. 8 days, 6 days, I'm passionate about it. 2 days, I'm like, 2 days, I'm like, man, I need to find something else to do with my life. You know what I'm trying to say? On the 6 days when I'm passionate about it, right? It's great, right? You know, and being passionate about it is not always that those are the easiest days. Sometimes those are difficult days. Sometimes those are the days when you are most aware of impact or whatever I am excited about, right? But passion does not always equal purpose, right? And one of the challenges that I find with today is that once you're doing something passionately, people immediately label it your purpose or immediately say, go and start a business. Right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Right.
I know what you're talking about. I don't like that. Like, there's actually a business that I started, and at first I just did it just to make like flower arrangements for friends, and it was fun. Yeah, it was fun. I just did it for a friend's birthday, and then some other girl, like random girl, said, "Can you make me a bouquet? I'll pay you." And I'm like, "Huh, I'm gonna get paid for this.
Why not?"
So why not? So I started doing it, and then as more requests started to come in, I started getting really overwhelmed, and I was like, "This is not fun anymore."
Yeah.
So did you stop the business?
I took a pause. I tried to take a different direction that makes it not stressful for me so that it can still be fun, but I can still provide services for people.
I know a great tax guy.
Okay.
Apparently, there are some tax implications that could benefit you.
Wait.
If the business isn't making that much money, but you're
no, but that's good information now. Hey, hook me up.
Yeah. Because sometimes you put a lot of money into the business, and to your
flowers
point, it's not
are a
driving you.
very expensive hobby.
Yeah.
So all your losses can be claimed. The tax
I will hit you up after this episode.
Yeah. You know that thing with the flowers, right, is typical with a lot of folks, right?
Yeah.
Being great at flower arrangements requires a certain skill set.
Mm-hmm.
Running a business requires a certain skill set. Sometimes the two, there's no intersection. Right?
Bookkeeping,
Bookkeeping is one of the easier things about running a business.
I know, but
generating a market, getting people to buy your product, right? Supply chains, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fulfilling the orders after they buy it. It's a lot, and it requires expertise, right? In fact, my own prayer now, there's a verse of scripture for any businessman listening where the Bible says, my wife sent it to me. I have to go and get all the details. But this is my prayer point going forward. Teach my hands to profit. Because
what?
God says, I'm the one that teaches your hands to profit because it is not intuitive for some people. I'm the kind of person that I want to give everything away.
Same.
I live for the joy on your face.
Yeah.
Right? And to give you the best product sometimes does not make any economical sense.
Yeah.
Right? So I spend the amount of money I spend making the product, right, makes it, I can't sell it. But it's important to me that you have such a fantastic experience with it.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, man.
But that's not a businessman. A businessman says, at a certain point, the level of improvement I'm putting in this thing is not worth it, so I'm going to stop here. There's a lot of room to improve it, but I'm just going to stop here because if I keep improving it, the customer doesn't care and I can't sell it to make profit at a certain point. Me, I don't care. I just like the thing to be nice and for people to enjoy it. So I'm not sitting down here thinking that, because I can make jollof rice, I need to go open a restaurant called Jollof Tough or whatever. Right?
PF, man. You know what you're doing now. You're really just raining on all the ideas I had because I thought I was good at something, but it's not my part.
Sorry. I'm sorry. No, but that's
honestly, because there's something else that you said. It wasn't jollof, but I've been told I'm really good at it. Actually, I'm just going to say it. Indomie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, so you make your Indomie banging.
I know it sounds so simple because it's like Indomie.
But
apparently I make it banging. I was telling myself, let me do an Indomie show.
And then do have different varieties of Indomie. And then you find out right quick. It's not so simple. Right? You find out really quick. And that's where people need to be careful, right? That you actually take the time to sit with God, right? And sit with people who know you, who love you, who are wise, and help you find your purpose in life, right? Because many people spend all their time chasing wild goose and they don't catch them.
Yeah.
Right? I remember one time when, all my friends passing through they play golf. And I had to follow them. I had to take them to the golf course. And I'll take them to the golf course. And I got tired of waiting for them or picking them up. So I was like, okay, let me just start playing golf. Bought some nice clubs, took a couple of classes. Seriously. Hit the ball, and oh wow.
Okay,
oh wow. Look at me.
It's you, Femi.
Look at that drive. What? Did I just drive? Oh wow. Oh wow. And then
Yeah, it's actually like
like
Demi.
And then I'm now I can't use these clubs. I need these other clubs. I need to. And then you start to think that what, maybe no, stick with your day job, right? Not everybody is called to be a businessman. Not everybody. Some people just don't have the mental capacity for it. No, and I don't say that in a negative way.
But what about destiny helpers? Like, those people that can come and help you in those
Destiny
areas.
helpers are supposed to help you fulfill your destiny, not someone else's destiny. Abi?
That's a good point.
Right? So somebody see destiny helper. That's not a destiny helper. That's a destiny misleader.
That's a destiny in the Indra.
Seriously. Because remember that Jesus Christ told the parable of the guys that had the talents. Right? 5, 2, and 1.
1, yeah.
Right? Destiny helper is not supposed to go and convince the 2 guy that you should have 5 and have him chasing 5. One of the worst sermons I ever heard in my life. Worst sermons in my life. And I've heard a few. I've preached a few myself, but
Never.
No. If you haven't been preaching this long, you haven't preached some sermons that when you think about you'll be shy.
I've known you before New Covenant House. You've never preached one bad sermon.
Thank you. I have.
Yes. You've never preached one bad sermon.
Never. My producers just just signal to me. I have never preached one bad sermon.
Exactly.
Ever. Is that okay?
That's perfect. Continue.
Okay. Awesome.
Continue.
Who are we afraid of now?
No. I'm afraid of it.
Okay.
Yeah,
just
continue. You're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
What sermon ever had in my life? Some guy comes and says, God will not make you a number 2. And he used Aaron as an example. And this guy vilified Aaron for being number 2. Right? What he did that day was create in some people a dissatisfaction with God's calling for their lives.
Whoa.
That will never be cured unless God intervenes. Because he used the scripture to say that you have to be number 1.
Based on positioning.
Yes, always. Otherwise, you are out of line with God's will. It's not possible. It's not possible that... How many companies are in the Fortune 500? 500.
I was gonna mess that up. I was like, I will.
500, right?
Yeah.
So if you say that you have to be one of the Fortune 500 CEOs, right? That means that you have to be 1 in 500 in a world of how many billions of people, right? I'm not saying it's not impossible, right? But I'm saying that we need to be careful how we frame these things, right? Ambition can become toxic, right? Because people are trying to be what they are not and don't have the capacity to be, right? The Bible says, do not compare yourself with yourselves. And the reason why we don't compare ourselves with ourselves is because everybody's path is different, right? So back to the question. I know I have strayed. It's a long stray. Passion does not equal purpose.
Okay. Can we do a segment sponsored by Barrow Avenue?
Yes.
I want to call this segment scenario.
Scenario.
So imagine the person that is passionate about creating content, right? But he doesn't necessarily pay the bills yet. And they're not sure if it's what they are called to do or not.
We're not talking only
that's
only
a great
friends
question.
or only fans or
So
only Only supporters content here.
Production is telling me that, I need to clarify what kind of content we're talking about. We're talking about
godly.
God-driven content.
No, God-approved content.
God-approved content. So that individual, but then the individual obviously doesn't pay the bills yet. Or pay the bills.
Content doesn't pay the bills yet.
Right. It does the here and there.
So godly content doesn't pay the bills yet.
The individual.
Because I heard those other content, they pay bills.
Yeah, you know what?
Oh my God.
But,
wait.
But those who...
Yeah, just getting it.
Yeah, I did. I just got it.
Jesus Lord. Okay.
Yeah. So this individual now, like, is trying to figure out what their purpose or their passion is.
Right.
In that situation, they lose their job.
Right.
Right. And they know that content creating is not paying the bills. Might be their passion.
Right.
Might be their purpose. They don't know that yet.
Right.
How do they, I guess, approach that situation?
Okay. So I think you have to separate paying your bills and purpose.
Okay.
Right? Because purpose does not always equals to money. But bills always demand money.
Say it again, sorry. Yeah.
Your purpose does not always equal money, but your bills will always demand money.
Okay.
So sometimes you need something to pay bills while you pursue purpose. And if you're really blessed, there's an alignment of the two. But sometimes it doesn't happen for a minute. And sometimes it never happens. Right? I think, first of all, if you're passionate about something, right, and you can monetize that thing, absolutely pursue that, right? But the truth of it is that it takes time, right, for something to go from an idea into your bank account, right? In that period, while you are pursuing your dreams and you're pursuing the content and you're pursuing your passion, you got to pay your bills. Find a job, right? Whatever job you can do, right, that does not trash your mental health, right, trash your body, right, and can pay your bills. Do it.
Would that take you away from refining your passion for it to become, or are you saying like address the urgent things first? Or
you're going to have to decide, right? Bring your cost of living down to the barest minimum so that you have more time to hone your content creation skills, right? Or, find a balance. That's the word, finding a balance, right? Enough time to do what you need to do to build what you're trying to build, but you have to walk and chew gum at the same time, right? I think that we need to be very careful that the fact that you're good at something does not make you your purpose, right? So, your scenario, is there anything else this person is good at, right? So, this person is good at content creation. What if this person was good at singing? Great voice, can carry a note, never flat.
Never flat. Never flat. I know, it was right there.
I didn't exercise discipline. I just had to. Right?
Yeah.
Why aren't we saying the person should pursue music as a career? You just want to say.
I get it. Yeah, I get it.
So, you're good at different things does not mean one of those things is your purpose, is my point. What is the easiest to monetize? Pursue that, right? And pursue your purpose.
It's practical.
Yeah. That's how I look at it, right? My wife is a pharmacist, but she's a pastor's wife. And she's a pastor in her own right. She preached recently and I was just amazed. I was so blessed by it.
Yeah.
Her purpose is ministry, the gospel. Pharmacy is what she does to pay the bills. And that's how life is sometimes, right? The two, I can't imagine the two coming together.
Yeah.
So, okay. Can we do another segment?
Yes.
Okay. This one is untitled.
Okay.
And it's sponsored by a future person that's
Indomie,
watching this,
a future
Holy Spirit
Indomie.
is telling you right now that hit us up on, what is it called again?
Sponsors
So the
at
content creators,
pfunfiltered.com.
Sponsor at what?
Again, sponsors at pfunfiltered.com.
Exactly. Thank you so much. You listening right now, yes, you that looked away, yeah, that's you. You is sponsored by that person, right? Because they're enjoying this podcast.
So are you talking?
No, the camera.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm like,
so how, like, if there's an individual sitting here saying, okay, like PF Unfiltered is great. I get what you're saying. Like passion doesn't necessarily mean purpose. How do I find my purpose?
look, there are clues. Clue number one. What are you passionate about? Right? Not the only clue. Clue number one. What are you passionate about? Clue number two. What are you good at? What are you good at? Right?
Okay, what are you passionate about? Number one.
What are you good at?
Number two, what are you good at?
Right.
Okay.
Clue number three. What is God saying to you?
Okay.
Clue number one, what are you passionate about? Clue number two,
what are you good at?
What are you good at?
And there's a difference in the two, obviously,
Yes.
right? You could be good but not passionate about it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then clue number three, what is God saying to you?
What is God saying to you?
May I ask?
I'm not done. Clue number four.
Oh, okay.
Where are you needed?
Ooh.
Where are you relevant? Where are you needed? Where are you necessary?
Okay.
Like
right?
to add value to people. Like where can you add value?
Yes, where do you add value? Right?
Okay.
To the gospel.
To the gospel.
It has to be to the gospel.
It has to be to the
It
gospel.
can't be. Oh.
That's God's only mission.
Said we were made to worship.
Yeah, but I have to eat.
Eat now. So we waiting.
Oh, okay. So so find what you're passionate about. Find what you're good at. What is God telling you?
Yeah.
And where can you provide that value to?
Okay, yes.
Okay.
Preferably in the gospel.
In the gospel.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah. Those are 4 clues, right? 4 or 5 that I'm giving off the tip of my head, off the top of my head. Your community, right? What are they saying about you?
Okay.
Yeah.
What are they saying about
Yeah, what are they saying about
necessarily
you?
me asking them what are you? Okay.
What are they saying about you, right? What are they saying? Man, you're really good at it. You should do this, you do that. So it's not one thing.
Yeah, it's like
right? It's a combination of things, right? What are your dreams? What are your hopes? What are your aspirations, right? It's a combination of things. It's not just, what are people saying about you? People are saying you're going to be a pastor. Meanwhile, you cannot. You hate people with a passion. You can't pastor if you don't like people. Yeah. If you don't want people around you. If you don't want people to like you. Right. You can't pastor and be indifferent to what people think about you. Sure. That's it. If you are one of people that say, I don't care what anybody thinks, you can't pastor.
Right. Because you won't have the necessary emotional charge.
It takes a minute, right? Yeah. To transition to a place where only what God thinks about you matters. If you start off not caring what anybody thinks, it's hard to deal with people. It's really, really hard to deal with people if you don't care what they think.
Has that been, I guess, struggle for you in your pastorship journey? Like,
not care what people think. Now, I care less about what people think than I used to.
Yeah, I was going to say, wouldn't you not want to not care what people think? Because people are rude and they will have so much judgmental. So I'd be like, okay, I don't care what you think. I only care about. So I was like, wait, why does that?
For sure.
Yeah.
When you don't care what people think, right, you can become very indifferent and apathetic to people and their needs, right? If part of pastoring requires me to go out of my way, right, to help people, right, go over and beyond to assist people, right, even beyond what an average Christian would think is required, right? If I don't care about people, I won't. If I don't care about you, shoot. If you call me at 9 o'clock, man, you'll be all right. Pastoring sometimes requires me to pick up the phone at 11. Some would argue with me about that, but that's what I believe. This is my personal opinion. It's PF Unfiltered. Go and start your own podcast. Have you?
No, facts.
Yeah, it is what I believe. Yeah. I think you have to care what people think to some degree. You cannot be driven by it.
Okay.
Because if you're driven by what people think, then you become a man pleaser. Right? Where I am now, I am driven by what God thinks. I used to be driven by what people think.
Okay.
Is that a real cup?
I know, right? Well, yeah, I don't know. The timing was off.
Right?
I used to be
I used to be but now, glory to God, I think I would say I'm 80%, 90% driven by what God thinks. There's still a 10% where, I care. But the weight in my decision making has diminished to the point where it's almost negligible. Right?
Mm.
Those things, the 4 or 5 things that I listed, are the things you look at. Right? With godly counsel, somebody who knows you, right? And you walk through it and, God will reveal it to you. One of the things that I tell folks, though, is this. When you consider all of those things and you don't have an answer, be faithful with whatever it is God puts in your hand. Whatever it is, be diligent with it, right? So if God puts a wife in your hands, be diligent, be a diligent husband. Children, be a diligent parent. A job, be diligent. If you're an employee, be diligent with your employment. Be diligent with everything that is in your hands. And as you are diligent with those things, a way will open for you into the thing that God has ordained for you. Bible says, if you see a man diligent in his ways, he will not stand before mere men, but he will stand before kings, right? If you see somebody who is faithful with another person's, then he will receive his own. There is that is an element that I think is missing sometimes when we talk about purpose, right? How we behave before we find our purpose, before we can label this thing our purpose. And not, your occupation is not necessarily your purpose. So the fact that you have a job does not absolve you of the need to be faithful or diligent in order to discover your purpose, right? Your job is not always your purpose. Sometimes it is, I'm blessed, my job is my purpose and it pays my bills. Not many people have that. Yeah?
Yeah, you know what I got from this?
What'd you get?
PF used to be a man pleaser, but now he's a God pleaser.
That's what you got from all of that.
I mean, no. I mean, there's a lot
That's
more.
all.
There's a lot more.
Speech, I mean,
a lot more as well. I just kind of like.
I mean, yeah. I've never pretended to be a perfect person, but I'm conforming to the image of Christ. As I behold him, I am being transformed on a daily basis.
Okay, I wanted to ask a question. If I ask a question, have you noticed something that PF is doing? Like, PF, can I use the word? PF makes scripture sound like, he gave us 3. One was like, God, let my hand become my prophet.
Hey, that's what I said, though. Said, teach my hands to profit.
Exactly. See, I couldn't even do it. Teach my hands. Then you now just said something about some brethren and then you become kings.
So if you see a man diligent in his ways, he will not stand before mere men, he will stand before kings.
Come on. The Bible is something else, yo.
Wow.
That can't say. Imagine someone telling me that at night. Imagine those things that just whisper to you. Morning like this, I'm charged. I'm finding my passion. Okay, anyway, the question I have is like, what about people that have obviously like taken that approach and that resulted in them losing their job?
What approach?
Like their passion is not their purpose, right? Or maybe they're trying to find their passion, and it didn't.
If you lose your job, it's a job, right? Again, if you lose your job, it's easy for me to sit here and say it's not the end of the world, but it really isn't the end of the world. It can be devastating, right? It can be problematic on multiple levels. It can induce a lot of fear and anxiety. But we have to put some things in perspective. Your job is a vehicle of provision. Your provision comes from God, right? Remember the prophet. God fed him through the ravens and the brook. But then the brook dried up and the ravens stopped coming.
Elijah or Elisha?
I always mix those two up, man. I don't understand why they're Elijah. Why can't they have a different name altogether? Why is it just an S?
that differentiates
Elisha, Elijah. And they're back to back.
Imagine.
Why can't one be Elijah and another one be Simeon or something? Why do I be Elijah? Anyway,
yeah.
The Ellies.
The Ellies.
That's even a good name. The Ellies.
No, I feel like it can be
one of the Ellies. Yeah, one of the Ellies, right? Yeah. So he's there by the brook, drinking nice water, raven bringing meat, and then the brook dries up. And God says, well, I prepared a widow for you, who will feed you. Goes to this widow, and she says, yeah, well, this is a contract job. It's only going to last X amount of time. He eats there. And when that one was done, he moves on. That's the thing with the jobs, right? A job is a means of provision.
It's not
right?
the source.
It's not the source of provision, right? The source is God, right? And when we're talking about passion, right, and purpose, we also need to understand that a job, if you call it a job, right, then
it's not really your...
It's not your source. Your career even, right? It's still not your source. It is something that you have dedicated your life to make money.
I have a question on the back end. You said purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what if the job that God sent you to has something to do with your purpose, and then that somehow comes to an end?
Then that
what
means
is the pivot?
The God who sent you there will send you somewhere else. See, I think and it's hard. It's really hard. I understand the emotional toil, right, and the emotional weight that comes with us not knowing exactly what tomorrow brings. But that is offset. The Bible says he will keep him in perfect peace, whose eyes are stayed on him. Our peace, right, comes not from the certainty of our paycheck. Our peace comes from the certainty of God's provision. It says, I have never seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed beg for bread, right? That is where our peace comes from. Not that, Microsoft is not laying people off. Boy, Microsoft can wake up tomorrow and decide that, for their bottom line, they're laying off everybody in this category.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They shut down offices. They dismiss teams from the highest levels down to the lowest level in the blink of an eye. Everybody's celebrating on Monday. Come to work on Tuesday. You can't access anything. They've locked you out of the system.
I have a question up here. So why don't we because obviously here you say it now, I get it intellectually, and we've been around this call before. Why don't we, what's preventing us from actually, because our food seems to be maybe it's because the actual cash we can see the cash. So even if in our minds we're we know this is for for example, you just said we know our source is God. But for whatever reason, you know what I'm trying to say?
It's not translating.
Yeah, it's not translating.
And let me tell you why it's not translating. Because we don't really believe that our source is God. It's a hard thing to say. But two things can be true. God is either your source or not. He can't be your source and not be your source.
You can't worship two masters.
No, you can't. If God is your source, right, then if you don't... Let me tell you something that happened to me. When I was in very early in my Christianity, I moved from working in a secular office to the church office. I started working in church, and they paid me a salary. It wasn't great. It was less than what I was making in the secular office, but I'd come to a point where I believed this was God's calling for my life. So I took the job, and I was doing the job, and they were paying me. If I didn't even start off as a salary, I started off as a love offering, right? Then in transition to a salary. And then it became more formalized. While I was there, they hired somebody. Now, qualification-wise, I was already a pastor. I'd already pastored the fellowship, right, of medical students and house officers. Yeah? I had a degree from the university. Then they hired somebody who had not pastored at all, who had a degree, just like me, an undergrad, what do you call it here? First degree. That's all she had.
Like a bachelor's?
Bachelor's, thank you.
Okay.
And they hired her to be for a role that was lesser than mine. And they paid her more than they paid me. And I found out.
I was like, how you find out?
I found out. Those things.
It's not that hard to find out that.
I was livid. I was like, what? I thought it was disrespectful. This person was younger. This person, the only thing that made us peers was that we both had only bachelor's degrees. But I got mine before hers. Maybe a couple of years. But whatever. Anyway, so I go to God in my indignation. How dare they? I know the Lord said to me, those people say, who sets your salary, me or them? Choose. I said you. He said, be quiet. Those were the hard days of my walk with God, where he was like, guy, you're stop all this nonsense, pity party, navel gazing, self-indulgence crap. I set your salary, take it or leave it. If you want them to set your salary, go fight for yourself. And I took it. But can I be honest with you? I'm very happy where I am today. Right? So that is the spiritual reality. How does that translate into real life? The just shall live by faith. Are you going to trust God or not? I'm not saying this without understanding how hard it is.
Right.
Because I have my own area where God and I were still doing that back and forth. But doesn't change the truth. What irritates me is when we try to change the truth to fit our struggles. No, we rise up to the standard. We don't bring the standard down. You get my point?
No, I get it. I, as you were talking, I'm just trying to think. I realized that the real reason why God's goodness, even though I say I believe it intellectually, doesn't translate into my day-to-day life is because I don't have the faith. The question I'm tempted to ask you.
It translates into your day-to-day. You are seeing his goodness.
Then
you
why
are
am
living
I
in his goodness. But somewhere in your head, you are thinking, well, actually, it's good I had that degree. You know, and man, glad I aced that interview. Right?
Well, the question I'm tempted to ask you is, tempted to be honest, because I feel like I know what you're going to say is, how can I practically make that translate? Like, let's all the fluff, everything. Like, how can I
celebrate and be grateful every time you see God's hand? I had my wife talking to one of the kids today, and she was talking about how her pharmacy license, she put it on hiatus or whatever they call it for a year or a couple of years to come and work in church. And she thought she was good. And for some reason, I don't remember the details, but she reaches out to the pharmacy board and finds out that her license was expiring the next day. And she would have had to do all the requirements again, internship, externship, all those hours, all the exams all over again. 24 hours. That was God, right? It was the Holy Spirit that prompted her, because if she had not done that, right, that would have been a problem for us as a family financially, right? Because we are like, okay, you've done your bit in church. It's time to go back to pharmacy, right? Those are the kind of things that God does all the time, right? You get a job, you get a promotion, you get a commendation. Constantly, he's doing these things to say, hey, I'm the one, no, I'm the one.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? We're like, oh yeah, God did this for me, and then we just leave it and we move on. Build a monument, celebrate it, do testimony, give Thanksgiving offering, make a fuss about it, write it in your brain.
Tattoo it on your body if you have to.
I'm telling you, I'm serious.
To remind you of his
Instead
goodness.
of the nonsense Earl, we're tattooing on our bodies. You go and tattoo somebody's name, and then the person break your heart, then you start finding a way to erase it. Nonsense.
I guess another question, if you permit me to ask now, is this, right? Like, how can I celebrate the things that God is constantly doing every day when an event like the loss of a job or diagnosed with cancer
So it's not the day that you lose the job that you start the celebration. You start celebration from when God gave you the job.
Right.
So but that's on the day that you lose the job, you have something to remember. Right?
Right.
We do these 6 a.m. prayer meetings at New Covenant House. We took a break where we're going to start in a couple of weeks. I'm not quite sure the exact date. And when I get on the call, it's a struggle for me sometimes because all I want to do is just thank God. Right? in fact, people start complaining that I'm going on. It's supposed to be a 30-minute call. And then I spend 30 minutes or 45 minutes sometimes just thanking God. Because when I start thanking him, it's like you thank him for one thing, it digs up something else. Right? And literally, I'm there just thanking him, and I'm in my own little world thanking God for this and thanking God for that and thanking God for this and thanking God for that. I'm remembering the things he did. I'm remembering how I felt when he did it, right? Before and after. And I'm just in this very emotional place of seeing the hand of God in my life. When I come out of that place, the kind of faith I have, any mountain in front of me will move. That's practically.
Honestly, I think that was the reason why he like just got into that, because that actually helped me calm down a lot of my overthinkingness, my anxieties.
Just thanking God.
Yeah, just thanking God. Because like at first I'll be like, oh, thank you, God, and just move on. But when you started telling us to really dwell into like all those things and sit in it, and I just think about all the stuff that I went through in my 28 years of life.
Yeah.
I just be like, wow, God, thank you. Like,
yeah, and you know, we think that God, we don't really, we remember the big things.
Yeah,
that's what
I remember little things like
oh my God.
one little mistake that I made. I was like, man, I can't believe like I would have just sometimes there'll be days I'm like, man, I could have low key like failed college if it wasn't for you.
Let me tell you, I can tell you stories that I had forgotten until I started thanking God intentionally.
Yeah.
Right? For the day to day. In fact, there was one Sunday, someone was telling that, PF, you thank God for Monday, thank God for Tuesday. Come on now. It's enough. I'm like, you don't understand what happened on Monday, what happened on Tuesday and on Wednesday and Thursday. By the time I'm getting to Saturday, man, I'm pumped with faith. Because what the Thanksgiving does is that it is reminding me of God's intervention in my life and God's intentional intervention in my life. So that when I face the lions tomorrow, I remember the bear yesterday. But if you forget the bear,
the lion show up, Omo.
And when the lion show up, then you piss your pants.
Yeah.
Period. Right? And that's just the way it is. It is not when the lion is showing up, you're going to be like, God, no, you already have a track record in your mind with him. Right. So when you're talking about practically, spend time. Right? We spend time asking God for stuff. Let me not start.
Yeah.
Spend more time thanking him for the stuff he has already done.
I wanted to add that we just become so familiar, like down to the elementary things of like being able to see. Like I saw a car accident the other morning, and it was a father and son, and it could have been fatal. It actually would have been fatal. But I said, if God did not intervene and keep these people, and it was the Martin Luther King holiday, 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah, that was yesterday.
And we're so casual about like these small things. We drive on the road day to day, come back, go to the store. We say, oh, I'm going to the store real quick. I'll be right back.
Until you see that kind of accident, right? And then you examine the way you are driving. Like T-Mac drives. For you to know that it is God.
And it's daily. We get on the road daily.
But that's the thing though, right? You don't sit down and thank God for that.
Right.
So when you're not confronted with the situation, you want to say, well, how am I going to remember God? You have plenty of opportunity to remember God. Right? And for me, what that has, from a practical perspective, the faith I have now, I spend more time thanking God than I spend asking him for stuff. When problems come my way now, my attitude is like, it's okay. Once in a while, something will happen and I'll be a little shaken. But fundamentally, I'm not having a meltdown.
You know what's funny, PF? It makes so much sense to me though. Tying it back to the passion and purpose, it makes so much sense to me because, you know, you were saying like, how you're passionate about, you want to figure out what you're good at and then ask yourself what God is telling you. A heart that is grateful. Right? And all they do is spend time thanking him, would be able to know what God is telling them because they're no longer talking about what they can get from him. So they can actually listen to what he actually has. Or simply by being grateful. Because that moment is not about you making requests to him.
Being grateful does, spending more time in gratitude, it does more for us in our walk with God than we possibly think.
Makes sense.
We've relegated it to a side note, something you do to get God to do more for you. But just focus on what he has done. Just leave what he has not done. Focus on what he has done. It will revolutionize your whole faith and your walk with him. You know, jobs will come and jobs will go as long as, as long as the earth remains. But what God has ordained for you nobody can take it from you.
I think we should challenge the audience. I think we should tell them, look, guys, PF has said that if you are grateful, then this is not just intellectual, you actually practice gratitude, your life will change. If your life does not change by the end of 2026, you can come back on this podcast, but you have to listen all the episodes, by the way, because that's how you can claim your receipt.
How do we know they've listened, though?
If they comment on
they when we get
okay, do you know? Let me say, if you listen to every episode of the podcast, right, and leave a comment, even if it's just a thumbs up,
gratitude,
right, and you actively, intentionally thank God, for the things He has done, not the things He hasn't done, the things He has done, right? And I'm not just saying, "Oh Lord, thank you for my shoe." Thank Him. Think about it and thank Him, right? By the end of 2026, your life will be different. And I say that with confidence. But we're going to go and check.
We'll check.
If you come back and meet us that my life has not changed, I will go and check the comments.
If you've actually been singling out what you're grateful for. Yes. Because it actually works.
It works. No, I'm telling you, my
this is not just vibes.
See, I have more peace than I've ever had in my life. Okay. Occasionally, there's turbulence, right? But it's occasional. So yeah, I like that challenge.
I can even imagine PF. I can see PF even when the turbulence arises. This is a scripture where Christ was just snoring and the storm was there.
Yeah.
So it's not an absence of the storm, but to your point, that relationship with the storm changed.
Yeah. I see that.
This is why I go to NCH with people. So this man, hey, okay, I'm sorry.
Please don't.
Sorry. God has used PF as a vessel for His kingdom, and He always encourages us to do the work as well as ourselves. So, but I still enjoy His teaching. So we appreciate you, PF.
I really do appreciate you.
Yeah, you're
I'm so glad I found your church.
Okay.
You're a decent man, PF.
You're making me uncomfortable now.
So your fashion sense too, like.
You're making me very uncomfortable.
Really? And your glasses?
You're making me extremely uncomfortable. Wrap it up. Well,
remember to, again, if you like what you're listening to,
comment, and share.
Like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit us up on socials. If you want to sponsor, anywhere to hit us up as well. And yeah, be blessed. We thank God.
Bye.
Adios.
Unfiltered.